Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. At Attic to Basement Estate Cleanouts, we cleaned out little houses and big houses. One house was in Temple Hills, Maryland, that had been rented out furnished for 7 years after the owner had moved out of state. There was some really beautiful furniture in the house, although it had not been kept clean. The house had a harpsichord and a piano that were beautiful, but so dirty that they had to be trashed. In fact, the trash hauler took out 3 loads of trash after we'd finished bagging it all up. But Weschler's auction wanted enough to make it worthwhile to send a truck out to pick up a cloisonne lamp, an Eastlake table, an 8-foot-tall grandfather clock, a plant stand, and a duck call. I didn't come across any of these items more than twice in 15 years. The person who had been living at this house loved cats. They were feeding more than a dozen cats while they rented the house. Once that person left and the house was going to be put on the market, the cats were still coming around when someone pulled into the driveway. The cats tried to get into the house when they saw people going in and out, so we couldn't leave the door open when we went to my car with charity boxes. The front entrance was a converted porch that had a sliding glass door. There was a strong odor of a litter box when you opened that door. It did go away almost completely when we emptied that room, but the carpet was going to need to be pulled up. Luckily, when you entered the main part of the house, there was no evidence of cats being in there. The final house is in Bethesda, Maryland. It was built in 1938 and bought by a builder who was going to remodel it and then sell it. The lawyer gave me 2 months to get everything out, but it only took 4 days once we started our work in June. One thing that had to come out before the auction company could remove furniture was a chair glide with a track on the stairs. I found someone to come in and remove it on the first day we were sorting through the rooms, and he paid over $100 to the estate. That house sold for $790,000, and the proceeds went to 7 nieces and nephews. Take a look at the wooden trunk, mint china, 4 pieces of campaign furniture, which had become very popular, and a kudu. Thanks for watching. I'll be back next week with another episode of Attic to Basement Estate Cleanouts, and talk about 2 homes with unusual and beautiful items. Don't forget to subscribe here, and you can see more photos from these 2 homes on Facebook at 800 Houses, 800 Jobs.